What's going on, YouTube? Um, Wanted to go over a couple of things. I started mining a couple of months ago. I started with a 1050 Ti, just a couple of those, and I got a Ryzen 7 1700, and I started mining some Monero and some Kryptonite V7 coins. I just started my next rig. It is actually an RX 580, and I'm using HiveOS. And some people, there's some videos out there about HiveOS. It's actually really good. It's actually free, I believe, for the first two rigs. And after that, they'll start charging you. I'm not for sure how much yet, but when I start working on the next one, I guess I'll let you know. But I wanted to show y'all that you can actually flash your BIOS from the computer. So it's just like SMOS. You're going to need a flash drive, and you're going to install the it's like a Linux Ubuntu on here, and you're going to plug it in like SMOS, and basically the same thing. Well, this is how you manage it online. It's probably a little bit different than SMOS, but this is the way it is here. So a thing that I ran into some issues was that my Windows 10 on my computer on this one had updated. So the actual mod, the ATIFlash on here won't pop up anymore. So hold on one second. It just won't show up anymore. So you can't flash from a Windows 10 if you update it. If you have a later build, I think it's 1802, then it'll work. But it's kind of, I guess, a hassle of downgrading. I haven't really went into it, but I found out that you can just flash from Hive. So I'm going to show you real quick. So this is your main page. I've already flashed. Let me get this deleted real quick. These are the notifications. So if you hit reload, it kind of tells you what it's doing. Right now, I'm doing 132 mega hashes, and it's pulling 387 watts out of these four. Now, the thing with Hive, though, real quick, is that the system has to start with a NVIDIA 10. We need type of NVIDIA card. So I just threw my 1050 Ti in there just to start it out. It's not it doesn't have a 6 or 8 pin connector on it. It's just straight from the board. So it's only 75 watts. I do have it overclocked here. But anyways, if you use VNC, you can look at it. This is the actual miner here right now. And I went ahead and already flashed 0 and 1. Those are the two AMD cards. Now, it's kind of funny because on here, if you see it 0 through 4, it shows that the 1050 is on the 0. But on the screen, it's actually on 4. So it's kind of weird. So don't get confused. Well, it is kind of confusing, but don't confuse yourself real quick. So what you're going to do is you're going to download the current BIOS on it. Usually what I do is I'll hit stop, and what it's going to do is going to stop it from mining. So if you go on here, it should update. There it is. So it's not mining anymore. So that's cool. So now what we want to do is we want to download the current BIOS on the GPU, on the AMD. So here it goes, 0, 1, 2, 1 through 3. Now remember, this, when you click download the BIOS, it will not show the 10 or your NVIDIA card. It's only going to show the AMD one, so that's really cool. So I already did 0 and 1, so I'm going to go do 2 and 3. So I'm going to download 2. I'm going to hit download. It's going to send a request to the machine that, hey, we're trying to download the BIOS. So we'll give it a minute. Just to kind of go over a little bit more of this. I haven't really used SMOS because I was just starting, so I wanted something free. I know SMOS does it for the first couple of days. So this is what I did. So it's actually working out really well. I like it. You can view it online. You can be in what's called VNC right here, so you can see it live, and you can actually mess with it on here. Let's go ahead and hit reload. And so there it is. So it's going to have the rig name Monero. I'm not actually mining Monero, but it's kind of a name that I just put on there when I was first doing everything. What you're going to do is you're going to hit this little cloud. Okay. When you hit the cloud, it's going to go ahead and download into your folder. So what you're going to want to do is, sorry, I got some videos up here. What you're going to do is you're going to take that video, or I'm sorry, not video. Take that file, which is right here. So we're looking for number 2. So see where it says 2. And I'm going to drag it to the stock BIOS. I made 2 folders here. So this is just the stock BIOS coming straight from the video card, and then this is when I flash it. So you are going to need Polaris, which I have it up right here. You're going to need this still. This still works with the update that on Windows 10. So this is how it's labeled, 0, 1, and 2. So we're going to do 2. So I'm going to open BIOS. I'm going to the stock BIOS folder and hit 2. Open it up. It's just same way, easy, one click timing patch. Micron memory found, index now applying good Micron mining timings. Hit OK. Boom, done. Save as. Go back to your HiveOS stock. Oh, I'm sorry, flashed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put GPU. You can name it anything you want as long as you put .rom at the end. So I'm going to put GPU 2 flashed .rom. So then I'm going to hit save. Perfect. Now it's saved. So go back to your Hive. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to hit this little up, basically flash it. It looks like upload. So click that. It's going to ask you to choose your file. I accidentally did that in all caps. But this is the one, GPU2 flash.rom. We're going to open that. And we're going to put it on 2. I wouldn't do flash them all. I'm not for sure how that would work, but just in case you have different memory and different different video card, I would just do a safe bet, just do one by one. So I'm going to hit 2. We're going to put force flashing regardless of security checkings. What's cool though, what I like, I have these Sapphires. I have the Sapphires RX 580 Nitros Plus. They have a dual BIOS, so you can turn it off, you can switch it. So if anything ever happens, something messes up, you can switch that BIOS and go back to normal, just in case somehow. Hopefully nothing should happen. So far, nothing's happened, but just in case it does, if you have that, that's pretty cool about it. So what you're going to do after that, you're going to hit upload. Once you do upload, it's going to upload that BIOS to that video card. So while that's doing, just be patient, give it a minute. Once it's done, it's going to want you to reboot, but just kind of wait a second. And then what we'll do is we'll reload here. Boom, ROM flashing. Okay, now reboot. So now this is the important part. If you go back, it's actually mining. Oh, that did happen. All right. Go ahead and reboot. Hit OK. Perfect. So now the system in there is rebooting, and that actually takes some time. So when it reboots, it's going to, I guess, finish all the installation, and then it's going to refresh. So when the system turns back on, it's going to notice that it's a different BIOS. So with this BIOS, it actually lowers the voltage, and my little underclocking and overclocking here is what gets us to the 30. I'm probably pretty sure I can bump up that memory a little bit higher. After this, I'll probably play with it and possibly get 31, maybe 32. I've heard mixed results, but I'm pretty happy with 30. Stock these cards, what I was getting is 28.7, 28.9, just around there. I think it's pretty good. I actually got these on sale on Newegg for $270. Probably still pretty high from the MSRP, but they're going on Amazon for $350. These aren't the special edition. They're just the 8 gigabyte RX 580s. I thought it was a pretty good deal. I like the Sapphire Nitros. I think if anything goes wrong or anything happens, they should be okay for resale, nothing cheap, just in case. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and reload the page, and it's back on. So now we can go to our VNC. It's going to reconnect. There it goes. Right now, basically, the system just recognizing everything, the GPUs. It's applying the core clocks that I've already inputted. So just give it a minute, and usually it'll automatically start mining. It does that just in case if you have a power failure, something happens. I don't know, something happens. So I'm guessing a power failure, which has happened before, and I wasn't running Hive. I was just running regular Windows 10. Well, your system doesn't, it restarted, but it doesn't restart the actual mining software. So with Hive, if anything happens, it's going to automatically restart and then boot into the system and then start mining. So here we go. So here's the list again. What we're going to do is we're going to type, make sure my caps lock's not on, type in miner. And what miner does is it just pulls up the screen that it's what's mining. So here we go. It's doing some calculations, and it's kind of doing some overclocking. But if you look here, we're getting 133 mega hashes. And if you look real close, I know it's going fast, but it shows GPU 030 mega hash, GPU 130, and GPU 230. So these are the three that I just did. Well, actually, 2 is the one I just did, but these are the ones that are complete. If you look at GPU 3, it shows 28.8. So that's not BIOS modded. So what we'll do is we'll finish that last one. But if you look, we're getting all 30 mega hashes, and we didn't have to use ATIFlash. So what we're going to do real quick, we're going to go ahead and flash this third one here. So again, let's see if we can do this smoothly. We're going to first clear. I always like to clear it so I know what's new and what's old. And then when you download it, it shows the fresh BIOS. You want to download the wrong one. So we're going to go and download again. We're going to do the third one. Remember, it's only showing the AMD ones. It's not going to show that 1050. So we're going to download it. It's sending the request. Actually, it didn't stop it. So let's see if it works, because it's still mining. Guess we'll learn something new. So, like again, we'll give it a minute. Let's see if this voltage drops or stays the same, but it's at 386. It's already undervoltage, so we'll see how that does. Let's go and reload it. Boom, there it is. Hit the cloud. Downloading. Okay, and here's the 3. Okay, here's the last one. It shows 2, so we're going to show in folder. We're going to actually, hold on. We're going to drag number 3 into the stock BIOS. We'll close that out. Open our Polaris. Open BIOS. Go back to stock. Number 3. Open. Cool. One-click timing patch. Easy. Same thing. Micron memory. Mining timings. 1500 shops. Cool. Save as. So probably we could have did the flash all, but hey, that's, if that's the risk you want to take, I'll just be patient, do one by one. High flashed. So we're going to name this one GPU. I won't do all caps this time. GPU 3 flashed .rom. Remember, don't forget to put the .rom or it won't notice it. So save. We can finally close this out. And then we'll go back here. And let's see if it takes it with it still mining. So again, we're going to flash vBIOS. We're going to choose a file. We're going to go to GPU 3, since we're doing number 3, and we're going to select number 3. Force flashing regardless of security checkings. Now, I learned this, and it was in Russian. So he pushed it. He was explaining why, but I couldn't understand nothing. So this is another reason why I'm making this video, so other people can know that you can actually flash from Hive. So we're going to hit upload. All right, it's sending the file up there. Again, remember, this is at 28.9. I think it actually stopped. Oh, no, it's still going. So this is at 28.89. And it looks like these have been fluctuating between 29 and 30. So I may be able to up the memory a little bit more to try to get some more hash rate out of it. Maybe to get to 31, depending on how much power we're using. So let's reload it here. Okay, cool. ROM flashing, okay. Now reboot. So let's reboot this. Hit reboot, okay. And let's let it do its thing. I'm going to reload this. Just a quick thing. I would click this. If you click that, it might resubmit that same command. So be careful with that. If you do it, it'll let you know that, hey, you're gonna do you really want to resubmit this? Just be mindful that it will probably try to resubmit that command that it just did. So it's safe to just use their own reload button. So you click it, and it looks like it's online. Bots, I guess, is idle right now. 141. All right, so it's starting up. So let's hit miner. And what it's going to do, it's going to launch the screen where the miner's at. So here we go. It's done. So they're all running at 29 right now. But once it starts doing its little thing here, there it goes, 30, 30, 30, 30. Like I said, I'm going to try to maybe put the clock a little bit higher. If y'all have any good settings, comment below. Let me know. Still new at doing this. I wouldn't say new at mining, new at, I guess, overclocking and doing all that undervolt. So I'm just trying to play it safe sometimes. Like I said, I could probably get this GPU, this 1050 here, probably to 15. I would like maybe to try to get these to 31 at least. Okay, so I went ahead and I did some overclocking, and I upped up the memory on the RX 580s, and actually upped up the fans to 70. I'll probably lower them since the temperatures are still doing good. At first, Hive does manage it. It kind of it manages fine. It manages the temperatures fine, but I actually want them a little bit lower. So I'll go ahead and control it myself. But what I accomplished is I got the 32 megahash per second on RX 580s. I don't know if I could probably push it up to 33. Maybe I could try, but I really don't want to crash it and mess it up and have to restart everything all over again. So I'm happy so far with 32. It's almost basically the same 32.3 on all four of those RX 580s. And I managed to get the 1050 Ti at 15 megahashes. I'm using 397 watts, and I'm getting 144 megahashes per second total. This is the two miners that I use to mine my Ethereum. I'm sorry, Ethereum Classic, not Ethereum. So right here, there it is, 131 megahashes per second. I guess the current hash rate. I guess it fluctuates from what we actually see here. I don't know if the system takes a while to update. But so far I've been using this pool. It's not bad. It's been working great for me. The payouts are at 0.10, and as soon as it hits, it pays it. So since I have a lot more hash rate, I guess, yeah, hash rate, I'll see what it kind of pays me out. If it pays me out at 0.10 or it goes higher. My goal is to get to the 300 mega hash now. I believe this rig will take one more card, or actually two more cards. So I'll fill those up real quick, and that'll put me, let's see, 3, 6, probably at 190 mega hashes for one rig, which I think is pretty good. I'll start working on the next one. I'll show you what my rig looks like in a second. It's actually in my closet, and since I've added those new cards, it's heating up that closet. So may need to try to find a new place for it. Let's see what it's at right now. It's 128. So this is what I was doing before. only had one card, so it was only doing around 30, 40 megahash per second. And then with the new cards in there, we'll be getting up in the 130s, 140s. Again, thanks for enduring this long video. If there's anything I can do to do better, let me know in the comments. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. And mine on.